queen, skinny legend, Versace boots the house down. Slay queen, hunty mama, and oop daddy work. Charlie X, yet snatch my whip.
What's going on, guys? It's Kata, aka Khalil Too Short, and let's have a conversation. Because if that Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man trailer did anything, it reconfirmed my suspicions that the mainstream Western entertainment has no idea how to write black men. I want you to answer a question for me. Can you remember the last time you saw a positive male black figure in the mainstream media that wasn't Black Panther? I know you can use Adonis Creed from the Creed films, but besides those two, can you give me a positive male black role model in Western entertainment? You know, that doesn't have to deal with drugs, that doesn't have to deal with gang culture, that doesn't have to deal with some kind of oppression. Can you give me one of those that they created in the last 10 plus years? Or are you starting to see the dots connect with every single one of the characters that they have created, either all being effeminate, gay, lesbian women, or they're beta males to some other female character in whatever they're in? That's a trope that goes around, so much so that they say, man, it's the Netflix style of writing. We got to get our black lesbian in there. We got to get our gay black dude in there. We don't have any strong black male role models in these movies and TV shows. Even gaming, I'm having a hard time thinking about a game where a black male came through and was a good role model for people. And I think it's because it's these woke white women who think they know what it means to be black. They keep writing these characters and they're afraid of a strong black male, so they always make them effeminate. That's why you have the Steven Universes. That's why you have Harry Osborne here in this recent trailer. That's why you have the Shaggy from the Velma series who was beta. That's why you have this other character here, this 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 character here. It keeps going on and on. I can't think of the last time I saw a strong male role model that was black. Hell, the MCU has a problem with black role models. And I know before you start, you're gonna say, but Falcon's now Captain America. Yeah, he took the hand-me-downs of a white man because they didn't feel like Falcon was legitimate enough to stand on his own. So he needed something else that was a white man's. Hey, but they got female black Iron Man with her ghetto accent and pretending like she's so black and so swaggy and all that shit coming up. I know y'all love that.
It's pretty difficult to put into words how disgusted I am, how depressed I am.
And it brings me to a point that I want to make that I saw in a lot of the comments on my previous video. Thank you for watching that video, by the way. If you liked it and if you hated it, I appreciate it. But I saw a lot of comments in there that were just really dumb. Like, oh, you're a pick-me. How am I a pick-me because I'm saying I want original black content that's not a hand-me-down from a white person, and I'm tired of gang culture, oppression culture, and the oppression Olympics overall on black characters having to do with the story, and we can't just have a story with black characters in it? How does that make me a pick-me? That doesn't make any sense. My girl had a good point. She said these people are bots. If you put them in front of the CAPTCHA thing that you need to identify yourself on these websites, they would fail. And I'm like, yo, you're right, because there's no way that you could hear what I'm saying and equate that to he wants to be white. That doesn't make any sense. But the point I want to make is they don't know how to write black characters. Even a lot of these black writers don't know how to write black characters because they've been in environments where they can't be themselves. Did y'all not see that movie, The Secret Society of Magical Negroes? It was utterly terrible, and it was full of tropes about black people, and they thought this was some kind of high art, and it all sucked. And of course, the main character was a light-skinned, effeminate black man. So with the Harry Osborne situation, it's just another in a long line of effeminate black characters that they keep putting in front of your face and telling you to seal clap for it and enjoy it. Who is supposed to enjoy that? Who is supposed to turn on their TV and want to get lost in the world and the first thing they see is a black man being cooked? Who wants to enjoy when they want to watch a movie and the first thing they see is the black man stumbling around like a buffoon the entire time? Like a film I just watched the other day, The Tomorrow War. The fucking fat black guy is the butt of the joke the entire time. No one. That's why they flop. That's why when all these shows come out and the first thing you see is black lesbian, black gay guy, everybody checks out because you're doing the trope every single time. It's to the point where you can't even get away from it in animation. You got animated shows with effeminate black men. You got animated movies with gay, soft black men. It's annoying. We have an entire film right now that has been in development hell since 2019 in Blade, with a strong black actor, by the way, Mahershala Ali, who is one of the greatest of this generation. Y'all can't even get a Blade film off the ground because you want to keep inserting gender identity politics with his daughter replacing Blade, or you want to put it into the 1930s against the KKK and all these other things instead of just making a fucking vampire slaying movie with a black dude. They did it 3 times already. 3 times. 2 of them were good. 1 of them wasn't good, but at least they knew how to make a Blade film. Y'all can't even make a Blade film. And you think that we're supposed to take you seriously and that you like black people? And it always reinforces my point that these are not people that are in the culture or who really care about black people. They're probably liberal white women that are writing these, or effeminate gay white men that do it too, or a gay black man, you know what I mean? It just puts a bad taste in my mouth every time I turn on my TV and I just want to watch something. I want to get immersed in a world, and the first thing I see is some fucking Melanie Mac word black dude with a Killmonger haircut come out. It's annoying, man. And I can't wait until we are over this hump, because if 2024 showed you anything, that slop is going to flop every single time. And I think studios are starting to get around to noticing that, but I need the writers to be replaced, because it doesn't matter how good your actors are. It doesn't matter how good your directors are, your animators, your stunt people, none of that. If your writers are terrible woke activists, 9 times out of 10, it's going to suck. I can only think of one time a race swap worked, which I just thought about after I uploaded my video. House of the Dragon. They race swapped the Valerians to be black. And at first, I thought that was stupid. Why are you race swapping? Because of course, I hate race swaps. But in the story, this was the one time it made sense, because the entire delusion about her is that her kids are not hers, but she's pretending that they are. So with her husband being black and her kids being pasty white, it's obvious those kids aren't hers. So the delusion starts to form, and you can see why people are choosing to pick one side or the other, because people are going with the delusion and other people are using their eyes. I thought that it actually worked. It was a clever way of presenting this world and this dilemma. Harry Osborne being a gay, effeminate black man, what does that do to the story? Nothing. So why are we doing it? You know, I saw a comment in my previous video that really stuck out to me. It was a guy, he said, why do you not have a bunch of comics of these black characters and all these long boxes of these black characters? And my first response was to go in, and then I started to think, it's because, first of all, when I was growing up, I didn't have the money like that. All the comics that I read were at the library, or I had to rip them offline for free. Secondly, when I did have the money for comics, mainstream comics went downhill, and I saw what they were doing with all the characters. I saw the Miss Marvels. I saw the America Chavez's, the Miles Moraleses, the Sam Wilson being Captain America, the Hydra Captain America. I saw it going downhill, and I checked out. And I haven't bought comics in years until about 2021, when Eric July came out with the Rippaverse. It was a black dude who made Isom, a black character. I was like, oh, that's cool. I've been watching Rippa since like 2011. Cool, I'll buy his book. And then it turns out the character's interesting, the character's cool, and the entire story doesn't revolve around his fucking race. And then all the other books that he's made have been good. I have an entire short box full of Transformers and Rippaverse comics. And it got me thinking, that's why I didn't buy any, because they didn't resonate with me. Not that the characters needed to be black for me to resonate, but I saw the obvious pandering that they were doing, and it annoyed me and it turned me off. And the same thing is happening with these movies and these TV shows. People can see straight through it. They can see every time you have this flick of the wrist dude come on screen that they know what you're doing. Every time you have a black lesbian on screen, they know what you're doing. They get turned off. That's why people watch the old stuff. And in order for mainstream Western entertainment and even gaming to move forward, they need to move backwards. And what I mean is they need to just make quality content for content's sake, not for virtue's sake. You let me know what you think down below. If you agree, let me know. And if you disagree, please let me know, because I've been boxing with y'all in the comments all day long. Boy, this shit been funny.
Really, look, niggas be wildin'.
Oh yeah, check out my shirt. Make Marvel male again. Yeah, we need more male role models. Not sissified men who are afraid to be men. We need actual men back in these things, but I digress. As always, y'all be easy, man, and hey, I'll see you on the next one.